Let's go Broncos! The Broncos are one Super Bowl win away, and yet everything has turned upside down. Bo Nix is out. A new quarterback has arrived, and the fate of this season now rests on a player most people didn't expect to see on the field again in 2026. But guess what? This unexpected turnaround might be exactly what this team needed. Before we get into the details, if you believe in this team, if you've been following the Broncos through it all, click the like button right now. This helps more Broncos fans find this video. And if you've been a fan since before Super Bowl 50, leave a comment below saying, "Go Broncos! My heart bleeds orange and blue." Alright, let me show you behind the scenes, because what's happening in Denver right now is bigger than just a game. Now, let's get into it. The Denver Broncos are just one win away from the Super Bowl. That's right, just one game separates this team from punching their ticket back to Santa Clara, exactly 10 years after they did it in Super Bowl 50. But this time, it won't be Payton Manning taking the snaps. It won't be the familiar face of Bo Nix either. After a heartbreaking ankle injury in the divisional round win over the Buffalo Bills, the rookie quarterback season is officially over. Bo Nix fractured a bone in his ankle and is now heading for surgery. Just hours after delivering a legacy drive to push Denver into overtime and a walk-off win, his season was done. An emotional roller coaster doesn't even begin to describe it. Enter Jarrett Stidham. Stidham is now QB1, and this isn't just a fill-in-the-blank, try-to-hold-the-ship type of replacement. The keys to the kingdom are officially his. The Broncos' playoff hopes and their path to Super Bowl 60 now rest in his hands. It's a huge moment, and fans have every right to feel nervous. But there are reasons to believe. Sean Payton has said from the beginning, Jarrett Stidham is ready. He's been in this system for 3 years. He knows the playbook. He's smart, decisive, and composed in the pocket. And while he may not have the mobility that made Bo Nix so special, Jarrett has shown an underrated ability to extend plays when it matters. He scrambled for a first down on a 3-yard and 15 in the preseason. He protects the football. He's calm under pressure. And most importantly, he's not a stranger to the big stage. Let's talk about that stage. The AFC Championship will be held in Denver, with the Broncos hosting the New England Patriots. A decade ago, it was Manning versus Brady in a game that sent the Broncos to the Super Bowl. Now it's Jarrett Stidham facing off against rookie Drake May. And don't let the national media fool you, this matchup still packs serious heat. Denver's defense will have to step up big again. They forced 5 takeaways against the Bills, despite giving up big yardage throughout the game. The formula is clear. Win the turnover battle and give your quarterback a chance. This defense has found rhythm at the right time, and players are stepping up when it matters most. Offensively, it's not just on Stidham. Denver must reestablish their run game. R.J. Harvey and Jaleel McLaughlin had just 10 combined carries against Buffalo. That's unacceptable. You can't expect Stidham to throw the ball 40-plus times and expect to win against the top-tier Patriots defense. A balanced attack is going to be critical. And what about J.K. Dobbins? Fans are hoping he might return this week. Here's the truth. Until we see him on the actual practice field, moving beyond side field work, his chances of playing are zero. Not slim. Zero. He's shown progress, but returning from a Lisfranc injury requires a proper ramp-up. Even if he's cleared, it's not likely he would resume a full workload. R.J. Harvey remains the go-to-back, but his performance hasn't been consistent enough to strike fear in defenses on inside runs. Dobbins' patience and ability to pick through tight windows is missed, and it's possible we won't see that again this postseason. Now, we also need to talk about the wide receiver situation. Pat Bryant is expected to return from concussion protocol, and that would be a big boost. But Troy Franklin's hamstring injury is a concern. Don't count on seeing him this Sunday. Marvin Mims, who took a hit to the back after crashing into a camera during a touchdown catch, might show up on the injury report as well. Elijah Moore, who was elevated but didn't dress last week, could be active for this one, especially with his familiarity against New England from his earlier stint with Buffalo. And let's not forget about Jarrett Stidham's chemistry with certain receivers. Pat Bryant, Michael Bandy, and Evan Ingram all stood out during the preseason when Stidham was running the offense. That familiarity could be crucial. He looked poised, in command, and efficient. In 2 preseason games, he completed 30 of 36 passes for 376 yards and 4 touchdowns. That's not a small sample, it's a statement. No, preseason isn't regular season, but decision-making, accuracy, and command of the offense translate. The coaching staff believes in Stidham. Davis Webb, Sean Payton, they've seen what he can do in practice. In fact, Sean himself admitted there were times during the season when Stidham ran the scout team so effectively that the starting defense looked bad. That says a lot about his preparation and mental sharpness. Now here we are. The Broncos are once again underdogs at home. National media doesn't believe in them. Some fans don't either. But if history has taught us anything, it's that Denver thrives in these moments. The locker room is tight. It's focused. They know what's at stake. Jarrett Stidham has waited patiently for this moment, and now he's got the ball with a shot at immortality against his former team, no less. And let's not pretend the storyline isn't cinematic. A quarterback who's been quietly preparing all year, mastering the offense behind the scenes, suddenly thrust into the biggest game of his career against the very team that once had him in their building. Jarrett Stidham versus the New England Patriots in the AFC Championship? It may not have been the narrative the league was hoping for, but it just might be the underdog tale the Broncos needed. And this isn't just about the quarterback. This game will test the identity of Sean Payton's entire football team. We've seen glimpses of what this team is capable of, especially when the defense forces turnovers and the offense stays committed to balance. But this week, that identity must be cemented. The offensive line, which has had its share of ups and downs, will need to deliver its best performance of the season. Stidham doesn't have the same escapability as Bo Nix, and that means protection will be paramount. If the Patriots are able to collapse the pocket and force Jarrett into uncomfortable situations early, it could be a long night for Denver. But if the offensive line holds up, and the running backs get involved with north-south urgency, this becomes a different story entirely. We've already seen what Stidham can do in the preseason, and now he's getting full first-team reps in practice for the first time all year. Bo Nix took all the first-team reps during the season. Stidham was running the scout team. But now, it's all on him, and that shift matters. More timing with starting wideouts, more rhythm in the actual game plan. It's a massive change that could help him settle into the game. Now, let's talk a bit more about that wide receiver depth. If Pat Bryant clears concussion protocol, his connection with Stidham could be pivotal. They had chemistry in camp and the preseason. There's already trust there. Without Troy Franklin, who's unlikely to play with a hamstring issue, the Broncos will need Bryant to step up, along with Courtland Sutton and Marvin Mims. Don't be shocked if Michael Bandy gets some run. He's another receiver who has spent a lot of time catching passes from Stidham, especially throughout the summer and training camp. Evan Ingram is also a name to keep an eye on. His big catch and run in the preseason came off a play-action pass from Stidham. That's another connection that could resurface, especially if Denver is able to establish the run and open up those seams. The Patriots' defense is disciplined. They'll mix coverages. They'll throw in zone looks, man-to-man matchups, and simulated pressures. But play action can be their undoing if, and only if, the Broncos stick to the ground game. So let's zoom out for a second. The Broncos are at home. They're 4.5-point underdogs. Most of the football world is writing them off. Bo Nix is done for the year. J.K. Dobbins is likely not returning this week. Troy Franklin is probably out. And yet, this team still feels alive. Still feels dangerous. Still feels like it has something to prove. That's the type of energy this locker room thrives on. The type of motivation that can drive a team to greatness. And it all comes down to execution. For Stidham, that means protecting the football, staying poised in the pocket, and getting the ball out quickly. For R.J. Harvey and Jaleel McLaughlin, it means running with purpose, creating yards after contact, and setting the tone early. For the defense, it means once again playing opportunistic football, creating takeaways, getting pressure on Drake May, and disrupting the Patriots' offensive rhythm. And we can't overlook the importance of coaching. Sean Payton and Davis Webb have been here before, in different roles and with different teams, but their ability to prepare a game plan tailored to Stidham's strengths will define this matchup. Expect a more under-center look. Expect bootlegs. Expect quick reads and rhythm throws. This won't be a high-flying offense that drops back 45 times and hopes for the best. It's going to be strategic, methodical, and if executed properly, it can work. This isn't a fantasy anymore. This is real. The Denver Broncos, after all the drama, injuries, and doubt, are one game away from the Super Bowl. A win at home sends them back to Santa Clara, back to the biggest stage in football. The opportunity is there. The belief has to follow. So what do you think, Broncos country? Can Jarrett Stidham deliver the miracle and carry this team to the Super Bowl? Drop a comment, let us know, and make sure to subscribe for more exclusive Broncos content. Smash that like button if you haven't already, and check out the videos on your screen for more insights leading into Sunday's AFC Championship game. Go Broncos!